And at the time, I loved cooking, so I was cooking. So I was like, I'm just gonna do culinary arts. So I went to the open house, and open house, they have different careers, and everybody's there. So I went to the culinary arts, and I was looking at, and then as I was looking, they're like, you're not gonna do cooking. That's what they told me.
Interesting.
You cooking, doesn't look good. So the person realized that I'd fix things for people. And then there was this program called building construction. I went in there. There's like buildings, they do, different things. And I was like, I need to do this. This would be amazing. So that's when I realized I'm going to do this. So I went to college, applied, and I just went to it. Just every day going to class. It was just every day being in class was interesting.
Because you enjoyed doing that thing.
Because if you don't, the thing is, if somebody doesn't enjoy what they do, I mean, yeah, you get paid, but still, if you don't enjoy it, one day you'll just be like, I don't want to do this. So when you enjoy your job and you do get paid for it, it's like...
It doesn't feel like a job.
It doesn't feel like a job. It feels like a hobby. It's something that you love doing.
Yes.
So that's how I got into it. And alhamdulillah, till today, I don't regret not doing it.
Hello everybody, my name is Abdullahi Malim and I'm the host of Diverse Narratives with Abdullahi Malim. Today I have a special guest. His name is Abdullahi. He's the builder Abdullahi. Welcome Abdullahi. Please, if you could just introduce yourself real quick, please.
Hi, my name is Abdullahi Hassan. Usually people like to call me Abdullahio or Bob.
Bob the builder.
I live here in Lewiston and I'm a contractor.
So Abdullahi, with every guest I try to first have them share with us a little bit about their background and their upbringing. First of all, where are you born? You're not born in America?
No.
Not Somalia? Because you're too young to be born in Somalia, I would assume.
I'm actually born in Kenya. And
where in Kenya? Do you remember?
Refugee camps.
In the refugee camps?
Yes.
Okay.
We call it Dagahle, actually.
Dagahle?
Yeah.
We are rare info. I don't know if you... How much do you remember of that?
Oh, not too much.
Not much?
Not too much. I think I was very, I was like, when I came here, I was like 8 years old.
You're a baby.
I don't remember.
I guess we can leave that behind because you were pretty young to remember anything that have happened there. Do you at least recall when you guys first came to the United States?
We came around 2004. We landed in Baltimore, Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah.
I think you're the first person that I know of that actually landed in that place.
Yeah, we landed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you went through the schools here for the first time. You haven't gone to any school back in Kenya.
We went to Baltimore. We had, basically here in America, yeah.
You started what grade?
I think we started at 2nd grade in Baltimore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've went through the
school system there.
Interesting.
It was a transition, but we went to the school there. Me and my brothers, and it was just us basically. We didn't see a lot of other people that lived there except for us.
So how long do you think you guys stayed in Maryland before you moved to Maine?
I think we stayed there for at least 2 years. 2 years, maybe. It was a little difficult down there. There was too many problems that were going on over there, so we had to move down here.
Violence-wise, or what kind of problems?
Yeah. Like, it was too many like, gang stuff, and it was just very, very bad down there. I mean, it's still bad today.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad. So we had to move and leave over there. And it was dangerous, too. Sometimes we'd see people throw rocks in our windows. It was
oh my God.
Yeah, it was very bad there. Oof, it was very, very bad.
So you guys ended up making the move to Maine. Do you remember like how that process was like?
So my sister lived here. She lived in Connecticut. So we had family that lived here in Maine. And they said, hey, this place is very nice. You guys can. We actually lived with them for a year. And then
when you moved to Maine?
We moved here, yeah. Once we moved to Maine, we lived with them. And then we...
Your sister, your older sister?
My sister, yeah.
Okay.
And then we found a place to stay. We found our own apartment, and since then, yeah, we've been living here for a while now.
Interesting. You have a large family,
Big.
mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, we have a big family.
How was it like growing up with such a large family?
It's actually good because you have friends that are your own brothers and sisters, and they teach you some things. You guys can chill together. You don't have to look around to find other people, especially if you're like one brother or two brother. We're like six brothers and three sisters, so we were a
Mashallah.
big family. It was pretty nice.
Are you the youngest or the middle child or somewhere in
I'm
between?
the fifth child, like the fifth youngest.
The
So
youngest
there's,
boy?
Yeah, youngest boy.
Mashallah.
Yeah, so there's one younger than me.
Hmm.
There's one younger than me.
So could you share your experience of going through the basically, let's just say, K to 12 education here in the US? Because you
So,
basically did not have much of education from Kenya, so
no.
all your experience comes from that. So
Yeah.
how was it like going through K through 12?
So I started school in third grade when I came to Maine.
Mhm.
It was pretty nice. I mean, we didn't know English. I mean, we know like a little English. So we went through, usually people come here, they go through Rosetta Stone and other systems to help you. It was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I made some friends. And some teachers I still remember till today that have helped, learning English, because they have certain teachers that help you
Mhm.
learn English, deep into English, just learning it, and it was really nice, all the way from third grade, fourth grade, and then fifth grade, learning math and different, and then you start learning, once you get to like fourth, fifth grade, you start learning friends.
Mm.
You see, oh, this guy's a friend, people that actually came from the same place you came from, and different people, a diverse place. So it was actually pretty nice. And then you go to seventh grade, and that's when you start to become a teenager.
Yeah.
And you learn, different people, different, even sports and stuff. And then, coming to eighth grade, and it was pretty nice.
Interesting. So one of the issues that you guys experienced in Maryland, you said, was gangs and violence and getting rocks thrown at you guys'
Yeah.
windows and stuff like that. Have you experienced something like that after you guys moved to Maine, the early years when you guys first moved to Maine?
No, honestly, we haven't dealt with anything, to be honest with you. It was, you kind of move into a community here, honestly, because when you look at it, there's a lot of people that live here that you would know. You could call friends, brothers. So we really didn't deal with it. We only dealt with that there because there was nobody that we knew. It was already a place that had problems, and we just moved into it not knowing what we were going to deal with. So I would say that Maine is, since today, is still, I would say it's the most,
One of the best places
one
that
of
you
the
guys
best
have
places
lived
to live,
in.
to be honest with you.
Interesting. You, not anymore because now you're a family man, but
Yeah.
you were a lot involved in sports
Yes.
in your teenage years. What sport were you involved in, and what got you into that sport, and what did that do for you as a teenager growing up here?
So I started with soccer. I was into soccer a lot. One of my friends, good friends, he's like, yo, come, there was this coach. It wasn't even a school team.
Mm-hmm.
He was coaching. His name is TJ.
Oh, yes.
He was coaching, teenagers. He was teaching them, soccer, trying to get them away from all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So since I started that, it was pretty nice. I learned good friends. We traveled. We played teams. It was nice. It was better to do that than doing other things, to be honest with you. I loved it.
It gave you something to focus on and busy yourself with, so
Yes.
that way you don't get involved into the other things that a lot of the other teenagers would be doing.
Definitely. And I remember like players that we had that
Mhm.
are still with me, like they're friends of mine, that we're still, we still see each other, and it's very good.
So that soccer or that team that you played for and stuff that was outside of school basically gave you long life friendships that
Wallah,
you
yeah.
still till this day.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. It was actually very, very, and we still see the coach till today, and
Incredible.
we still act like we did when we were young. It was amazing.
That's
Still amazing.
awesome. You said you guys traveled as a team. Could you elaborate on that?
So the farthest that we have went was Portland.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's
Portland,
45
Maine,
minutes.
Portland, Oregon.
No, Portland, Maine.
Okay.
Portland, Maine. We didn't go too far. But
Okay.
to us, it felt like we went somewhere far because usually when a soccer team goes to a away game,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the best time for them to be around each other compared to playing a game here. You just come get ready, that's it. But you travel, you take a bus, you know, you go see different places, you learn, you know, different skills, different people. It was just honestly amazing, you know.
What position did you play? I have to ask.
I mean, I was a goalkeeper,
Uh-huh.
but then I ended up becoming the captain of the team. I was the assistant captain at first, then became the actual captain. Then from there, I became the coach of the team. So it was a...
You basically took the ladder up.
Yeah.
Now, that was one of the things that it's obvious. Anyone that knows you can see that you have that leadership mentality and stuff. So it's interesting that I'm glad that you were able to just work your way up. And I would assume it gave you the opportunity to learn certain leadership skills and improve on who you are and stuff like that. What lessons do you think you learned from being involved in that community or like that team environment, having people that till this day you still consider them as close friends? And what lessons did you learn from that?
So usually with people, you know, you need to accommodate them in certain. So every person is different.
Mm-hmm.
You can't treat a person the same as another person. One, if you tell him, hey, let's do this, let's go pick up those balls, he'll go. One, you know, he'll drag his legs, so you got to be like, hey, let's go do it together. You know, you have to. Every person is different. You can't really, you know, implement the same thing you implement with this person. You have to, you know, take baby steps with each different person. So it teaches you, like you said, skills, you know, and that's how you learn leadership skills. You can't expect somebody just to know. You have to show them sometimes. So.
Interesting. So today you work as a contractor.
Yes.
What got you into that? Because that's a field that I honestly, working at in higher education at a community college and stuff, I rarely see students from the communities, the Somali community, who go into that field.
Yeah.
What got you into that? What was the inspiration? What was the motivation that you're like, you know what, I want to become a builder, or I want to be a contractor and be able to build things and repair things?
Yeah.
What got you into that?
So I used to help people, and I love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
So people would ask me to do random things like, hey, can you put a curtain up for me, or can you put a table together, or assemble things, like simple, basic things. You know, different people in the community will call me. I've just been doing it, you know, for a while, you know, fixing this is, because I love doing hands-on things.
Mm-hmm.
So then, at that time, I didn't even know, I didn't want to my plan wasn't to become a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
It was just helping people. I just like doing that. Well, first, let me start from the
Yeah.
part that I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't finish high school at that time. So,
What grade would you say you were in at that time?
I was a senior in high school, actually.
Senior?
Yeah, I was a senior.
Okay.
I didn't graduate yet.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, you know, I didn't like to go to school. I mean, I don't blame a lot of people. But it was just, I was young, and that's how it was. So I was like, you know, I got advice, you know, alhamdulillah, I had friends, and I had,
Let's make it clear, you did graduate from high school.
I did, yes. now
Because
I
the way
did.
you the way you say it is like you dropped out of high school. You
Yeah.
didn't finish high
Yeah.
school. So
I mean, I did stop for a year. I just stopped going to school. I was like, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this.
Mhm.
So then somebody gave me advice, alhamdulillah, you know, they're like, you know, go, you know, you need to go finish school, you know, it would help you,
Mhm.
you know, to do something. So I went back to high school. I got my diploma, alhamdulillah, I graduated. And then it was a time somebody gave me, you know, you should continue, you know, you shouldn't just stop at high school, just go. So I went to CMCC.
Mhm.
And at the time, I loved cooking, so I was cooking. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to do culinary arts. So
Interesting.
I went to the open house. And, you know, open house, they have different careers, and everybody's there.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the culinary arts, and I was looking out, I went with somebody, and then that somebody was the one that encouraged me, alhamdulillah. And then as I was looking, they're like, you're not gonna do cooking. That's what they told me.
Interesting.
You cooking, doesn't look good. So the person realized that I'd fix things for people. And then there was this program called building construction. I went in there. There's like buildings, they do, different things. And I was like, I need to do this. This would be amazing. And I was already in it. So I was like, so that's when I realized I'm going to do this. So I went to college, applied, and I just went to it. Just every day going to class. It was just every day being in class was interesting.
Because you enjoyed doing that thing.
Because if you don't, the thing is, if somebody doesn't enjoy what they do, I mean, yeah, you get paid, but still, if you don't enjoy it, one day you'll just be like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So when you enjoy your job and you do get paid for it, it's like...
It doesn't feel like a job.
It doesn't feel like a job. It feels like a hobby. It's something that you love doing.
Yes.
So that's how I got into it. And alhamdulillah, till today, I don't regret not doing it, honestly.
So you must have had some type of roadblocks, though, whether it's from family, whether it's just friends telling you, let's hang out and not do your homework and stuff like that. So what, in those moments, what was the thing that you were like, nope, I'm not going to hang out. I'm going to do my homework. Like, what kept you going to be able to finish? Because working there, I know a lot of students and a lot of people who they start and then along the way, they just end up dropping and not doing really well in their classes. But you didn't. You went all the way. So what was your motivation to keep going, even though you had some obstacles along the way?
So the thing was, going to class every day, you learn something new. And for me, I didn't want to stop because, you got to go. Because I love traveling at that time. I'm not going to lie. I used to travel different places, Boston, Minnesota, I had to stop that and put that on pause and just keep going. Because at the same time, that person that told me to go do it was, hey, you got to continue. Because you need good friends. If you surround yourself with people that want you to succeed, you will succeed. And if people don't want you to succeed, it's going to be hard, Not one person can do something unless, alhamdulillah, The other thing is with blessings, it's good too. So I just kept going every class. Even in class sometimes it'd get boring. Because with college, you don't only do your career. You do electives and you do all this extra stuff. It was getting a little, I don't want to do this, but then I was like, in order to get where you want to get, you gotta go through those obstacles to get it,
So right now, you finished your BCT. Do you currently work for another business, or do you run your own business?
So now I own my own business. So I'm my own contractor.
If you could talk a little bit about how you started doing this your own way rather than working for another contractor. What was the process like starting your own business?
So while I was in the BCT class, the building class, I was applying for jobs. I was trying to work for different people, so I could increase my skill. Because with construction, you have to. Not a degree won't get you where you want to be. It's the skill. You need to know the skill. The more the skill, the more experience you have, the more you would go far in life. So I was doing work and I was trying to apply for jobs at the same time while I was doing the class, so I can just keep learning. Maybe I got hired one time. At a job. I was building beds. I was building it for like a year, almost a year, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So I was doing that to just learn more, learn, and it was working out. Then I realized I want to become my own worker. Even though I didn't know a lot, I just went into it. I was like, inshallah, you may never know. Anything can happen. Yeah. So I just went into it. I was just doing some work, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of, you got to do what you got to do to learn, Yes. So I kept doing that, and then yeah, it just worked out. It just that I started my own thing.
So, are you at a point where you're hiring other people to work for you, or you still at the early stage where you're still building the business and trying to get that running, or do you
So
have any employees right now?
so I am in the position of hiring and still building because I'm still learning. You know, you always with
Mm-hmm.
building, you always learn. There's not a day that you say I know everything.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of still learning, and Alhamdulillah, I know, you know, because I've been doing this for almost 4 years now,
Mm-hmm.
well, actually 5 years now. So I know a lot of different things that I did not know when I first started the class. Even in the class, I still did not know. Even when I finished the class, I still didn't know, because you only know something when you do it for a long time. So yeah, now I am in the process of trying to hire somebody because you do need help with construction. A one man cannot do the job.
That is
So
true.
yeah, that's my plan, inshallah, for the next year to hire somebody permanently.
So now, what kind of advice would you give to someone maybe that's just graduating from high school? They don't know what field to go into. They don't even know whether they want to go for their associate's or bachelor's degree. What type of advice would you give to someone like that?
So I would tell them, you know, first see what you want to do. If construction is what you want to do, or if you're looking into it, you want to see if it works for you, you know, try it, go into it, um, learn it, try to know everything about it, you know, search, you know, try to see how it go for you, and honestly just do it, you know, just keep doing it, keep doing it, because the more you do it, the more you would want to do it, you know, the more you want to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
get into it. So that would be my best advice for somebody, because this is how I did. I just went into it. I loved it, you know, I wanted to do it, and once I got into it, it was just, honestly, it was amazing. I learned people, you know, and the thing with classes is you'll see 20 classmates. At the middle of the year,
Mm-hmm.
it drops to 10 people.
Wow.
Then you'll see who wanted to do it and who was just there, you know?
Exactly.
So that's how our class was. We were 22 students. At the second year, or at the middle of the year, we were only like 15 to 10 people. I was like, whoa. So
Wow.
it was, and I was the only Somali kid in there. Like I was the only Somali kid, you know, and it was amazing.
No, seriously, you are making a path for a lot of kids and teenagers who are from the community. Seeing you, someone like you, in a field that is, you rarely see any Somali person in that field.
Yeah.
So the fact that you did that, I think you're an example for others to follow and sticking with it, because a lot of people will start something and they rarely finish it. So the fact that you went through, you're not just doing this, you're not just working for another contractor or whatever, you started your own business and you got that going, you're a family guy and you're still doing it. That's an inspiration itself, and it's amazing. So we already talked to this off camera, but why are you like, was this, you're like, okay, he invited me to a podcast, let me just dress up in my work clothes, or are you working today?
I'm working today, and usually this is my day to day. Even if I wear clean clothes, I'll just go and work, you know, the next day, you know. So usually I got used to this clothes. I do wash it, so it doesn't smell too much. So I do wash it, but the paint and stuff, it doesn't really doesn't come off. And it honestly, it's best to have a work clothes, you know.
Yeah.
And this is kind of my work clothes, and I am working. And I thought, since we're gonna be talking about,
Why not
you
just,
know, why not just go in the way, you know?
yeah, no, I was like, this dude dressed up for the role. I'm like, okay, you basically, before you even say that you do building and construction, you were like, just look at me and that's all you need. So I'm glad you came like this, and I cannot thank you enough for taking the time off your work to come and do this, because I really think we need to highlight more people like you that are from the community doing things for themselves, that are not involved in, you know, anything violence related or drug related, because that's a huge thing that even Maine, that didn't used to be a normal thing. I guess it's becoming a normal thing that a lot of kids are getting into. The violence is increasing. So we need to highlight people like you. And this is one of the things that motivated me to start this type of podcast, where we get to hear from people like you that are from the community, that are doing really good things. So I really appreciate you taking the time. And I wish you all the best with your business. Inshallah, one day you'll have your own space shop where you hire people and
little by little.
thriving. And I wish you and your family nothing but the best. I cannot wait until the new baby comes. And I wish you all the best on raising your kids here in this environment and keeping them busy with good things that distract them from, you know, the world that we live in. So thank you so much.
No problem.
Any last words?
No, just, you know, honestly, if you want to do construction, if you ever want to, you know, contact me, if you want advice, especially people in the community, I always tell people, you know, get into something that you want to do, something that will get you busy and something that will, you know, help you, you know, and keep up the blessings too. You know, you can't do this without Ilahi, you know.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, you know, but yeah, that's all I would say.
Thank you. With that being said, we'll end this podcast here, and I'll put Abdullahio's Abdullahio or Abdullahi? Which one do you prefer?
Abdullahi.
Abdullahi. Okay. I'll put Abdullahi's business information in the description of the video if you're watching this as a video. If you're not watching this as a video and you're listening this as an audio, go to YouTube, look for diverse slash narratives, and you'll be able to get his contact information. Actually, you know what? Why don't you just say your business name and where people can find you?
Yeah. We're Batula Builders.
How do you spell that?
Batula and Builders.
Awesome.
LLC. And yeah, you guys can either email us, contact us on our phone. Once you search it up, it should come up on Google. So yeah,
so if you have any remodeling, any small job, big job, reach out to him. You do both residential and commercial.
Yes, not too much of commercial, but we do it.
So yeah, if you have any of that, definitely reach out to him. He'll take care of it for you. And with that being said, we'll see you all in the next episode. It's been me, Abdimalik, and you've been either watching or listening to Diverse Narratives with Abdimalik Malim. We'll see you all in the next episode.